Hi everyone. So today I'm gonna introduce about the Vertex AI and a Google Cloud platform. So the Vertex AI is the bringing together the Google Cloud services for building ML onto one and unified UI and API. And the Vertex AI, you can easily train and compare models, and you can also use the notebook. You can also create a data set. You can create the algorithm. So basically, this tool is made for the old data scientists, so, or maybe machine learning engineers who manage machine learning platform or ML ops. So here I'm in the workbench, which is basically the notebook environment, and I'm gonna introduce this workbench today. So here in a user managed notebooks, this is it basically like a JupyterLab notebook, and I'll just turn on the API. And here you also observe there is a managed notebook. A managed notebook has slightly different in terms of the usage because the managed notebooks has a little more features than the user managed notebook. You can check it out on the Google page. So I'll quickly go to the notebook, and here you can choose the some packages. So I'll choose this time the TensorFlow. Enterprise TensorFlow is the machine learning framework or the deep learning framework made by the on Google. So I use TensorFlow 2.6 without GPU. And here you can name the notebook instance. So I assign MLOps book. And here again, you can choose the region. I'll in Tokyo, so I'll choose Tokyo. And I'll leave it as a default. Here, let's start creating a notebook instance. It might take up to the 1 minute based on your configuration. So meanwhile, I can also explain a little other details. So you can check the executions and schedules. So these features are enabled for using the notebook as basically like a continuous integration, continuous deployment. So you can use the notebook itself as the component of your workflow, and this is a quite useful feature that I found. And if you like to train the model, you can also go to the train. And also here's a pipeline you can see, which is enabled by the TensorFlow um, extended, and also Kubeflow, which orchestrates your ML ops each component. So you can choose a machine learning pipeline with these features. So now it's getting created, and you can check the machine type. This time the full CPU, 15 GB RAM, memory, and the GPU is not enabled. And I go to the notebook name right now. Maybe it's just creating the notebook. Actually, I can see, and you can check the specification of this notebook, and you can also go to the house. This is about your notebook. When the notebook status is unhealthy, it will tell, and you can check where it goes wrong within your notebook. And you also have the monitors, so you can check the CPU utilization, network bytes, some details for the long span, and always you can check the logs. So when the notebook instance goes wrong, you can also refer to these logs to check how to set it up right. So the notebook is basically the instance of the virtual machine. So as many as notebook you have, there are many as many virtual machine behind running. So you can go to the VM details, and you can check the ML ops book. This is a virtual machine that I created at the same time, and this is running behind scenes. So if you like to go SSH to the instance of the notebook, you can always come to the computer engine and come to the SSH, and you can always enter the instance just like this. So it's connecting to the instance. Let me come back here. and I type Vertex AI. I'm going back to the Vertex AI page. And meanwhile, let's see. It's still connecting. Yes, usually it takes a little time to connect to the virtual machine instance. And let's come back here. And I come back to the notebook. And here you go. You see that you can check the open in JupyterLab. So the instance is now ready. So I'm quickly go to the instance. And also the SSH is succeeded. So now you're inside of the virtual machine, the behind the scene of your notebook. And JupyterLab is also initiating itself. And here you go. So this is JupyterLab managed by the Vertex AI Workbench. So if you're the data scientist, you can come to the notebook Python 3. And as you can see, this is instance has the pre-installed packages. So you can check the pip list. And if you scroll down, for example, you can check some packages, pretty famous packages. The Docker is installed, and data science famous packages are pre-installed within the instance. So you can check the Matplotlib is there, Keras is there, NumPy, Pandas, yes. So those are the main framework of the data science. So you can just do the NumPy as NP, typos, Pandas as PD, Matplotlib as PLT, and no problem. So here's the overview of the Vertex AI notebook.